The Austin police chief makes an apology directed to do so by top city officials.
It is the latest from last month's deadly officer-involved shooting and the leak of confidential information that followed.
KXAN's Robert Maxwell has been working this story today and breaks it all down for us.
We got a tip about this, and so we started asking some questions, and we obtained several letters about remarks the police chief made in a meeting. The chief says he was only joking around with the attorney who represents the detective at the center of the shooting investigation, Charles Kleinert.
Nadia Stewart is the lawyer defending the detective involved in a shooting last month. She's also married to an Austin police officer. Stewart says in a meeting last week, Chief Acevedo told her to alert her husband he would be investigated by Internal Affairs for leaking information. Stewart works for CLEAT, the legal group that represents officers. She immediately complained to the city manager's office. Mark Ott and the city attorney responded to her, saying in this letter, "We agree the chief's comments to Ms. Stewart during that meeting were inappropriate and unacceptable. The city of Austin expects all city employees to carry out their duties in an ethical and respectable manner, and we are disappointed when that expectation is not met." Stewart's colleague at CLEAT calls the remarks intimidation that cast doubt on Stewart's reputation as a law enforcement attorney.
That seed's been planted now, apparently from the chief's office, and that's most discouraging because he's put the word out that you can't, trust your own attorney. That's outrageous.
This all stems from the investigation surrounding Detective Charles Kleinert's shooting of Larry Jackson Jr. July 25th. As his attorney, Stewart was present with 6 other people during Kleinert's interview by Internal Affairs. Someone leaked details of the meeting to a local reporter. We reached out to Chief Acevedo. A spokesperson said he would not comment further, but in his written apology to Nadia Stewart, he said there is no plan or intent to interview Officer Stewart in connection with reviewing the alleged information leak from Detective Kleinert's interview. He goes on to say, "I made the references to Officer Stewart providing an interview in the spirit of humor based in part on what I believe to be the good working relationship between us. I can see clearly in hindsight that my comments were inappropriate, created the wrong impression in front of my executive staff, and should not have been made."
Now, CLEAT calls the chief's apology to Stewart a start, but it's calling for an investigation into the leak by someone outside the city. And Robert Leslie calls the whole thing an unfortunate sideshow that resulted in the death of a man because of that officer-involved shooting.
Robert, thank you so much. Well,